I realized I was in serious trouble when I looked out my kitchen window and saw my neighbor standing in the dark, just smiling at me while holding a heavy-duty crowbar. So, I had just moved into this quiet suburb in North Carolina. Everything seemed perfect until I met my neighbor next door. I started calling him Cousin Eddie because he was just off. One night, he knocked on my door at midnight, asking if he could borrow a cup of gasoline. I told him no. He just stared at me for 10 seconds, no blinking, before finally saying, "Your floorboards look soft. I bet they'd be easy to pull up." I slammed the door and didn't sleep at all that night. Fast forward to 3 in the morning, 2 nights later. I heard this scritch, scritch, scritch sound coming from my back porch. At first, I thought it was a raccoon until the handle on my sliding glass door started to turn. Slowly, I grabbed my phone to call 911, but the line was dead. No signal. My Wi-Fi? Gone. He had actually gone around the side of my house and cut the main cables. Then the pounding started. He wasn't even trying to be quiet anymore. He was throwing his entire body weight against the glass. Bam! 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 I ran into the kitchen and grabbed the biggest butcher knife I had. My heart was pounding so hard it felt like it was about to explode out of my chest. I was trapped. Suddenly the pounding stopped. Absolute chilling silence. I slowly crept toward the window, my hands shaking as I pulled the curtain back just an inch, and he was right there, his face pressed against the glass, eyes wide. He whispered, so quietly I almost didn't hear it. "I know you're in there, neighbor. I just want to see if those floorboards are soft under your bed." That's when I heard the most beautiful sound in the world. Whoop, whoop. Blue and red lights flooded the driveway. My neighbor didn't even run. He didn't even look surprised. He just sat down on my porch, crossed his legs, and waited for the cops to cuff him. But here's the part that still keeps me up at night. The lead officer later told me they found a detailed map of my house in his pocket with X's marked exactly where I sleep, and a note that said, "They'll never hear me coming from underneath." So yeah, I'm moving back to the city tomorrow, because at least in the city, the creeps stay on the subway and away from my floorboards.